This is none other than Adee mesti no Adee mesti jadi This is Adee Salleh.
I must find a tagline, man. I must find a tagline to like.
So it's possible for normal people to do that.
Yeah. Yes.
Doesn't mean you have to be a real estate agent, then you can afford a 4-bedder, right?
No. Okay.
As a nurse,
as a nurse, right? To be in all honesty, nurses earn well. Oh, okay. I do not believe in overseas property.
Why?
I have burned my fingers twice. Yes.
Your kids got guilt trip you or not? Welcome back. Today I have a very special guest. I first saw her, I think, at our first awards together. This is none other than Adee mesti no Adee mesti jadi This is Adee Salleh.
I must find a tagline, man. I must find a tagline to like. Yes. Okay.
Tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay. So hi, I'm Adee. Right. I'm actually not so experienced, I would say, but I feel that 1.5 years has actually taught me a lot of things in this property journey. Yeah. So about myself, yes, I'm a realtor mom.
Yay!
Okay.
I'm a realtor dad.
I'm a realtor mom. I don't just do residential. Yeah, I have this passion for industrial as well. Yeah. So maybe that makes me a little different from our typical agents.
Like me, the typical
No
agent.
All of us are agents who can add value.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, it's just that the way I add value to my clients are a little different because I like to plan holistically. Yeah, because I do have a background of being ex-insurance agent, which nobody really knows about it, I guess. It was only 2 years now. Being a nurse for like almost 10 years, it really teach me and let me see things that a lot of people don't see. I actually wanted to be a childcare teacher because I love kids. I wanted to be because I love kids. I love kids like love. Okay, but back then, right, there wasn't a degree in this kind of childhood industry. Back then, don't have.
Okay.
And then my dad specifically want me to enter NUS, right? So okay, we go for NUS. The closest was actually being neonatal, like in the kids health line law nursing. Yeah, I was offered engineering, but I look at myself like, nah, not an engineering type. Yeah, I like humans. Okay. Yeah, so that's why I actually joined nursing. Maybe you can say it was a calling to an innocent girl back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did the innocent girl suddenly zoom into real estate?
No longer innocent. I was on scholarship, right, for nursing, and I guess that actually helps me to have a head start. With the scholarship money, at the same time, maybe a little of a background, right? When I was in Cedar Girls and Temasek JC, I hold more than one CCA. So it has always been in me to have more than one thing. Yeah. So back then, don't laugh, I was a president of robotics back then. Okay.
Sorry. Let's list them down. Robotics,
so, robotics, Red Cross, and some Malay club thingy lah.
Malay cultural club,
something like that, right? So in JC, same thing. I was in hockey. I was in Malay debate, drama, and stuff like that. So I guess having these things starting from young, it helps me to multitask. So when I was a nurse, I just can't be a nurse only. So I actually have a little bit of sideline businesses. Okay, through the nursing job, my main aim is, of course, to accumulate wealth. At the same time, to help people. Okay, it's so generic. To help people, to help community. Yes. Okay, but
ni ikhlas ke tak ni?
Ikhlas lah. Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, everyone will be very tired because it's shift work.
Yeah.
You must really have a very, very strong motivation.
12-hour shift?
Sometimes we don't even get break during our shift. I mean, nurses in the wards, you can really remember those days. I started another parenting business. Yeah, parenting platform whereby I organize events. I am still a yoga teacher. So I teach prenatal yoga, postnatal yoga, and connect.
Are you doula also?
No, I'm not a doula. Yes.
Almost. Okay.
Okay. I'm a prenatal, postnatal yoga. I do detox yoga and stuff like that. So from there, I built the business mindset lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So conduct classes, and I enjoy being around parents, being around mothers, and up till today, when I deal with my parents' clients, right, I am happy. Yeah, because that has always been the thing making me happy. So in nursing, I was truly happy also because I was a neonatal nurse, whereby I just carry baby, play with baby, take care of baby, and I love it. But when I have 2 babies on my own, I think enough. The baby crave enough already. All right, then I start to think, hey, what can I do so that I can, leave behind something meaningful for my 2 kids. I want to be there for them when they go in primary school.
Okay.
So in my timeline, it's a bit annoying lah. I'm really lucky to have my husband as my husband. Okay, I'll tell him which year I want the child, and so far we have been.
Bro, I feel your pain.
So far, alhamdulillah, everything is in accordance to our plan. So
how do you overcome the mental barrier of going from salaried to self-employed?
Having business background helps me have savings first. Yeah, because we never know whether we can survive in this competitive industry. To wait for the first commission, I think it was about 6 to 7 months. Right? My buffer was quite strong. So I felt that even if I take a little bit longer to find a foothold in this industry, I'm fine. I knew that I wanted to leave before my kid go primary school. That was the year also that we actually got our dual key condo.
Why dual key? Tell us a bit more about this dual key. I'm so curious to know.
Okay. When I was in NUS, right, I started investing already.
So early?
So yeah. Because I got scholarship money, right?
Let me get this right. You are a scholar and a businesswoman at the same time.
In my first 3 years of nursing, right, I teach tuition.
Still got time to teach tuition?
Must. Don't have kids yet.
Okay,
have kids yet, right? Boyfriend only, right?
Wait, for context, how old were you when you got married, and how old were you when you had kids?
I think I got married at about 25. So before 25, I was very free to do, nursing plus a few other jobs. Yeah. So in NUS, I had few tuitions to supplement my scholarship, but actually the expenses very little lah. So I started saving back in school days. I also believe in saving. I am a chronic saver lah, I would say. Okay. So I started saving back then, and then what was your question? Forget already. And then I started investing like stocks, shares, and also small property like Walton. They have land investments, so I started with them. When I am in HDB, I enjoyed the space, but at the same time, I know that resale HDB is never a money-making asset. That's how I got the 4-bedder dual key.
So it's possible for normal people to do that?
Yeah. Yes,
doesn't mean you have to be a real estate agent, then you can afford a 4-bedder, right?
No. Okay.
As a nurse,
As a nurse, right? To be, in all honesty, nurses earn well. Really, right? My nursing friends out there, nursing earn well, alhamdulillah. Because I was a senior staff nurse also back then. Right? So with our allowances, with everything else, actually, and we don't have time to spend. So we wear uniform, you know what I mean?
Can I say the nurse's income ability is like cabin crew?
A little bit more actually.
Cabin crew, lousy lah you all. Nurse lagi bagus.
Okay, so yeah, nurses actually have good income and very stable. Look at COVID and everything, we get more allowances, more bonuses.
And a very good point you mentioned just now is no time to spend.
No time to spend, and don't have to buy clothes because we have uniform, right?
Do you have any kind of fear? Sometimes people first time buy private property and they have these fears like, wow, I'm going to get a 4-bedder dual key. Can I manage the monthly installments? How do you manage that for your kids?
Okay, so because, everyone is fearful, right? Tell my husband that, hey, look, we buy a dual key because our tenant can supplement us and help us in our monthly. So that when we plan and do the calculation, right, there isn't any change from what we are contributing in our HDB and now. Because the excess is all paid by tenant. So my current studio is rented at 2.2, meaning covering the MCST, covering more than half of our mortgage.
I see.
So that leaves with the additional component that is payable by my husband's CPF.
Or tenant pays for your cash component.
Yes, correct.
You pay the CPF component.
Yes,
settle.
correct. Settle.
So apart from this residential, I understand you have other commercial properties as well. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
Okay, so commercial, right, there are two. One is commercial and one is industrial. So industrial is, to me, it's like a chicken rice.
Chicken rice, eh?
Chicken rice is like, you know, a recession or what, also people go and find for chicken rice instead of fish and chip, right? Because the rent is way cheaper there. So the entry price is also cheaper there. And the best part is, when you hold industrial, you can hold as many as you want. You can have 3 industrial, you can have 4 industrial without ABSD. And when you have industrial, you can cut your office into how many pieces. There is no such thing as max occupancy.
Can stay there or not?
Cannot lah.
Yeah.
Cannot lah. You want to stay in industrial for what? Because some of the industrial have shared toilet. Then it will feel so hostile. But no, cannot stay in the industrial.
Any downsides for industrial?
Yes, handling tenants. I can tell you, handling tenants is not easy. But well, if you have an agent that does everything for you, then it's okay. You shake leg lah.
So basically, these tenants are businesses lah.
Yes, most tenants are, almost all tenants are in fact Singapore companies. Yeah, we have to understand that so many Singaporeans have side businesses. Even when they actually work as a full-time, they have side businesses. They need a workshop area. And some of them willing to spend more on the rentals as compared to their house. Because they want to pump into the business to make more money for them. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. So to inspire more people out there, your name is landlord to how many properties?
At the moment, 3 coming 4.
4, yeah. Inspired or not? Inspired, I also inspired already.
Festive income.
How many percent of the mortgage would it cover? 90%? 80%?
Okay, for industrial, it has to be more than 100%.
Oh, more? So
yeah,
you
will
have
a positive cash flow of
I
about
see.
500 to 1K. Yeah, I always tell my clients, before you step into industrial, always settle your residential plans first. I just sold one of my industrial, okay, which made like about 100 in less than 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, industrial make money. Everything in Singapore increase price, right? And then, of course, your land price increase and industrial will automatically increase.
How long is the lease for industrial?
The older industrial is about 60 years. Okay, but if you see the new ones, right, are about 30 years.
Oh, shorter.
Shorter lease, yeah. So when we actually shop for industrial for our investors, right, we must ensure that there is still an exit strategy, because the amount of loan that the bank will give is also dependent on the number of years. Yeah.
What are the common barriers that when you introduce this to your clients?
Fear.
After settling your residential, then the moment you say, okay, come, let's explore industrial. What are the common barriers that you face?
Fear, what if it's not tenanted? And the first step of the down payment, which is about 120K, is the heaviest.
Big now.
Yeah, right? The down payment. Oh yes, because right, industrial cannot use CPF. It's a cash game, a cash and loan game. So some obstacles are also not enough loan. They can't get enough loan. All right. So you must have good credit ratings and everything else to get good loan, and then you must have good cash flow to get your down payments. Okay, and then those are the 2 biggest obstacles.
Having an existing residential bank still able to give you loan for industrial?
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, can be done. Okay, and then even if they have cash, even if they can get the loan, they'll take very long to really secure a unit because of the fear. It's like really or not, like should I or not?
Just
like,
fear.
Main thing is the uncertainty of getting it rented. Why I'm doing all this now, right? Is because I truly want to retire early.
What age?
Remember my life plan, my timeline for my life?
Yeah, tell us about this timeline.
I had to plan that I want to use maternity leave for 2 years. So I need 2 kids. Okay, so after my maternity leave finished...
Use maternity leave for 2 years?
Yeah, as in...
Elaborate.
One child I get 3 months, correct?
One child 3 months,
Yeah,
two child 6 months.
Two child 6 months, right? But I mean, I need the buffer time. So the moment I have my first child, I plan that my next one.
That's why you tell your husband, hey, this time.
We plan together, right? Yes. So it's like life plan would be quit nursing at like what age, all right? Move at what age, and then get the second property at what age, and everything else.
And retire at?
Aiming to retire at 40.
Power you.
Yeah. Can, right? Can be done, right? Can yeah,
but
can
somehow I feel you won't retire at 40.
I know, right? I also feel that sure, I will retire. But at least I probably feel that I really can choose clients, But how I want to get there is through this property journey lah. That's why dual key condo is my my husband's property because we decoupled already, right? So that is his property. And my current landed, I'm actually making that landed into a dual key landed as well.
You recently got a landed?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about that.
So I just got a landed.
Freehold?
No, leasehold.
Okay.
70 plus years lah. Yeah. And I'm going to convert it into a dual key lah because there are 6 rooms which I won't need it. Yeah, and then there's only 4 of us in our family, right? So I still have place for 2 tenants in that sense.
You're staying in the condo or you're staying in the landed? Banyaknya property lost count already.
No, a lot. 2, 1 condo, 1 landed.
So
only 2, how is that a lot?
Where are you staying?
Currently, we are staying at my husband's place, the dual key condo.
Okay.
And we are going to shift over, inshallah, after reno is done in December.
To the landed?
Yes.
And then you fully rent out your condo?
Yes.
So the landed still you going to carve it out?
Yeah, no need carve it out. So why we chose that was because it has a back gate, just nice for tenants to take the 2 rooms at the other side.
What, do they like climb a spiral staircase up?
Something like that. Yeah. So that is actually the plan lah. So that these 2 rooms make money for me, that condo make money.
So get somebody else to pay for your landed lah.
Yeah.
You're so clever, that's why you scholars, yeah.
Stop it, man. Yeah, so it's called work smart. Just because at the end of the day, everyone have a certain amount of time and then we will want to really make full use of the time. Yeah.
Doing all these things, listening to your story already, I like, wow, so many things. I have the...
What so many things? I only got that one property and the other property done. Right?
Oh yeah. For the rest of us, you only got one property.
It's okay. It's like take time, take a step by step. Yeah. And I mean, another reason why I got the landed was also to push myself to work harder. Yeah. Because there was a period of time, right? Although it's 1 year, but it's like very comfortable at where we are, and don't feel like working and pushing ourselves. Like
how do you manage your work? All these things that is going on together with your family, like kids and husband, just family as a whole. How do you manage that?
Okay, so I think juggling, right? To be honest, I am still learning. Okay, so good thing is that I do have my weekdays with them to be the tuition teacher. Right, because primary 1, right, actually workload was already like you can see and feel it. Weekdays, I will be there to send and fetch them because most of our appointments are also in the evening. Yeah. More or less after settling the kids, then is like example today, we have the freedom to say, no, I want to fetch my kids first, then I come. Right, so we have that freedom to actually choose the time that we want to work. Yeah, right. And put aside the time that is important, that we feel important to be with our kids. Yeah, so usually I'll settle the kids and then after that, off to work.
What about weekends?
Oh, weekends. My husband is like, I really salute my husband. Yeah, I believe not all husbands probably will be able to really take 9 to 6 p.m. with the kids. Yeah, so he really will help me to manage that. I just tell him that this weekend I'm back to back. Then he'll be like, okay, can. He has.
Your kids got guilt trip you or not?
I guess they are very understanding, which is why I bring them to like awards ceremony, and then sometimes I bring them to when I have like viewings and stuff. If my clients are a family and they're fine, right, I'll just bring them so they understand my nature of work. Yeah. So far, I guess they have yet to guilt trip me because they understand
Dia part of the process lah.
You need a supportive spouse to manage your kids. On weeknights, I'll be like, okay, today we can go out. But suddenly got viewing and cannot say no because we want to help client to close, right? So it's like, they must be so ready that, they must be so ready to be like, last minute, it's okay, you proceed, I'll go with the kids.
Do you have anything that you do for fun?
Watching a movie at night when I settle the stuff. I mean, that is like, so my husband always say, so easy to make you happy. Yeah, I actually feel happy when I get to watch movies already. Yeah.
Any exciting plans in the next 12-24 months?
Exciting plans?
Yeah, you already achieved so much. This second property, landed, splice the landed into two, everything. All the. What is the next exciting plan that you have in store according to your life plan?
I would want to clear my mortgages actually.
Serious?
I believe in the leveraging of loan. I leverage already. So I feel that now, okay, you see, because we are going to rent out our condo, like about that 4-bedder condo, right, can fetch us about 6.5 to 6.6, right? And then our 2 studio there, hoping to aim at about 3. So we combine that fully, our mortgage is fine. So whatever, I'm earning, we will collate and then maybe reduce the loan to reduce the amount of interest, and then see whether we are able to collate enough to buy another industrial.
It's interesting. Why do you choose to reduce instead of using the same capital for the next property?
Yeah. So as we age, we actually will want to be. For me, right now, I am all about leveraging, but I do know that I am coming to. I don't know, man. I have this thing about 40. Like, I want to be as free as possible when I'm 40. Yeah, if possible, no loan. And then whatever that, like, even if it is an investment property, like industrial and stuff, if possible, I want it to be full cash payment and stuff like that. Yeah. At 40, I will not want to leverage my loan anymore.
It's very interesting, this mind shift that you made.
At 40, yes, it's a 40 years
Right.
old thing. Yeah,
But
I guess so.
you're
I guess
only
so.
your early 30s.
Yeah, so I'm planning ahead in that sense. Yeah, so now the aim is to build bulk up on my buffer for my landed, right? So after which, because the condo really nothing much, everything is covered by the rental. Yeah, so probably the next interesting site is another industrial. I mean, what more? I don't want ABSD, so there isn't any way for me to buy another residential.
How about other overseas properties?
Oh, okay. I do not believe in overseas property.
Why?
Yeah, I do not believe in it because as I've shared, right, I started with Walton. Walton is a land bank, land business. Like they asked us to buy land in like Arizona, US, Texas, and all that, right? And I feel that firstly, you don't have the security. Whereby, I can, like example, the industrial, I can just drive out to Woodland, how is my property?
Yeah.
Whereas over there, it's so uncertain. I have burned my fingers twice in the overseas market.
Tell us more about that. People want to hear all this burn stories. Always say the good stuff only. Now, what's the bad stuff?
So bad stuff is that example, right? Example Walton, okay? I mean, my own experience. Maybe other people have positive experience. It's so hard to get the money out after you put in back.
Why? How come?
Because they will be like, there isn't a consensus to sell the land yet, and then the economy is as such, there's like taxes to pay and stuff like that, and we are not familiar with foreign countries' law, right? Capital is still there. It's like there's no news of it and stuff like that. So there was a time that I invested 20k back then. 20k as a student was a lot.
Yeah.
Right. I invested in overseas property as well. So another burn case whereby the company in Singapore, the office I remember was in Clarke Quay. As a student, you're like, Clarke Quay, wow, very reputable. Okay. And then like, push, they disappeared. So it's like, it's overseas. It's like, I don't know how to really gauge whether that is a good investment, not good investment, whether they're going to disappear after like 5-6 years and stuff like that, which is why I said no to overseas. And my dad is actually a property investor too. Okay, so he have a property overseas, just in our neighboring country. KL, right? And KL is a bigger capital. And I feel that after looking at the figures, I mean, I know a lot of us want to probably invest in JB, KL and stuff, but the exit strategy is questionable. And I mean, after your profit in rupiah lah, in what?
Too many countries,
ringgit. In ringgit, you divide it by 3 and stuff. It's really not as worth it.
Yeah,
and then you have to manage your own. You have to manage your own tenants and stuff like that also. So a lot of things that is a little bit holding me back to go overseas. So I'm happy to just do it in Singapore because I feel that Singapore is very safe.
So the best is Singapore?
I still feel that Singapore property is the safest to invest in. Not at the moment.
I'm curious, Adee. Can share with me or not? Now it's been some time already, couple of years, maybe 3 years already in the industry, right? Any challenges as a woman, as a Muslim woman, as a tudung wearing woman in terms of doing your real estate business in some people say in a predominantly dominated male,
right?
Yeah. Come, tell us.
Even my hero homes, I'm like,
yeah, exactly. How do you feel?
Surrounded by guys. Okay, but brothers, I feel that it's very nice to work alongside brothers. They have never really casted me or stuff, so I've never really felt outcast. Yeah, with Chinese co-brokes and stuff, I don't see them having any discrimination. I don't think there is any issue. When I was doing projects, alright, I was a tagger before. I used to fear that, but they are Chinese investors, so will they engage me? At the end of the day, if you deliver your presentation well enough, and if you know your numbers and game really well enough, I think it's the confidence that speaks to them more than like what I'm wearing. Yeah. And to all other hijabis realtor out there, right? Be proud of your hijab, I believe. Don't feel inferior just because we wear hijab. Yeah.
Very, very good advice indeed. I'm very inspired, although I'm not a hijabi.
You can wear anytime. Just now you say realtor dad versus realtor mom.
Alamak,
right?
aku pula kena. Apa dia? Come.
Curious. So as a realtor dad, what is the difference in expectation?
Expectation of what?
What do you think of a realtor who actually work in partnership, meaning like husband and wife? Would that actually be one of your goal ultimately?
I never had people interview me before. No, I kena put under the spotlight.
No, just curious.
With regards to wife, I don't think my wife interested to really join. She's interested maybe on doing video making, but not so much on the real estate aspect.
Do you think it's safe for a husband and wife to be in the same industry?
If they're having fun, why not?
But I beg to differ because I feel that if you just started, right, maybe one go first. Because at the end of the day, you need someone to earn for the family.
Depends.
Stably.
What's their buffer like lah?
True.
Right.
True.
Whether they have enough capital, whether before this they save a lot, like you know, that kind of thing. If you have that kind of level of savings, then maybe gives them the assurance a little bit that, hey, let's do this together. I know first 12 months, 24 months gonna be tough. After 24 months, which we currently have to sustain us, we should be okay.
Okay.
The jump from salaried to self-employed, big fear factor. The biggest fear factor for me at that point of time, because as you know, before this, when you were a nurse, I was a bus driver, so that allowed me to go through the initial phase of salaried to self-employed. So when I jumped into real estate, it was less about that, more of how do I apply the business principles into a new industry.
Right? Okay,
but I can imagine the new ones is gonna be tough because the learning curve is very.
Yeah, it's very steep lah. I have like 2 to 3 bank accounts, and I know some bank account I cannot touch one. Yeah, don't even have a card. I do not have credit card. It's only debit card. That's why credit rating will be very safe over there.
That's why she's a millionaire today. Understand?
One message, right, that I can share with everyone is really, if you wanna invest, as in make your money grow in a smart way lah. Choose your property very wisely. If you have a goal, just put that goal, somewhere in the house. Know how much you need to save and just work towards that. Then it's easier for you to make moves in future. Thank you for having me to share. Although I don't know whether I share things that's useful, but I hope there's some takeaway message for you guys. Yeah.
a lot that I personally have benefited from. Especially
Yeah,
you are
happy to
such
hear
an
it.
inspiration for me. 2 residential properties, maybe after this got more, then multiple
Residential
industrial
cannot lah.
properties.
Residential cannot already. So hope to grow the industrial segment lah. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Go get it. Okay. Yes.
Thank you so much, Adee.
Okay. Thank you so much.